Daniel sat in the same chair every morning, in the same corner of the room, watching the world move without him. Around him, people spoke with confidence, shared ideas freely, and walked with purpose. They laughed easily, raised their hands without fear, and were seen. Daniel noticed everything, yet no one seemed to notice him. He was capable, intelligent, and hardworking, but something invisible held him back. It was not a lack of skill. It was the quiet voice inside his head that whispered, "You are not good enough." From the outside, Daniel's life looked normal. He studied, worked, and followed the rules. He never caused trouble. Teachers said he had potential. Managers said he was reliable. Friends said he was kind. But inside, Daniel felt small. Every time he wanted to speak, his heart raced. His palms grew sweaty. His thoughts became heavy. He imagined people judging him, laughing at him, or thinking he was foolish. So he stayed silent. Silence felt safer than regret. At work, Daniel often had ideas that could solve problems. He spent nights thinking, planning, and preparing. But when meetings began, his courage disappeared. Others spoke quickly and confidently, even when their ideas were incomplete. Daniel watched as his own thoughts were ignored, not because they were bad, but because they were never spoken. When someone else received praise for an idea similar to his, a sharp pain filled his chest. He blamed himself but did nothing to change. Every failure felt personal. When Daniel made a mistake, even a small one, it stayed in his mind for days. He replayed moments again and again, telling himself he should have done better. Meanwhile, others failed openly and moved on. They learned, adjusted, and tried again. Daniel did not understand how they did it. To him, failure felt like proof that he did not belong. At night, Daniel scrolled through social media, watching people his age succeed. Promotions, achievements, confident smiles, bold decisions. Each image felt like a reminder of what he was not. He compared his quiet life to their loud success and felt further behind. The more he compared, the smaller he felt. The voice in his head grew stronger, reminding him of every missed chance, every moment of fear. There was one moment that stayed with him. During an important presentation, Daniel was prepared. He knew the material better than anyone. But when his name was called, his throat tightened. His mind went blank. He spoke softly, avoided eye contact, and rushed through his words. When he finished, there was polite silence. No questions. No recognition. Someone else spoke next, confidently but incorrectly, and received applause. That was the moment Daniel felt something break inside him. He walked home that evening feeling empty. Not angry at others, but deeply disappointed in himself. He realized that his biggest enemy was not the world, not luck, not talent. It was fear. Fear had slowly shaped his life, decision by decision. Fear told him when to stop. Fear told him when to hide. Fear kept him safe, but it also kept him stuck. The next morning, Daniel woke up with the same fear in his chest, but something inside him felt different. The doubt was still there, but now it had a shape. He could see it. He understood it. For the first time, he realized that fear was not a wall. It was a signal. It showed him where growth was waiting. This thought stayed with him as he prepared for the day, reminding himself that confidence was not a feeling he needed to wait for, but a skill he needed to practice. Later that day, Daniel met an older man at work, someone he had seen many times but never spoken to. The man was calm, respected, and confident without being loud. Daniel gathered courage and asked him a simple question. "How do you speak so easily in front of others?" The man smiled and said something that changed everything. He said he was never confident in the beginning. He just acted before fear could stop him. Confidence came later, after action, not before. Those words stayed in Daniel's mind. That evening, he decided to try something small. Not a big speech. Not a risky decision. Just one small action. The next day in a meeting, when a question was asked, Daniel raised his hand. His heart beat fast. His voice shook. But he spoke. It was not perfect, but it was real. The room did not laugh. No one judged him. In fact, someone nodded. That small moment felt bigger than any success he had imagined. From that day on, Daniel made a promise to himself. He would stop waiting to feel ready. He would take action even when his hands shook. Some days were harder than others. Sometimes fear returned stronger. Sometimes he failed. But something important changed. Failure no longer felt like the end. It felt like feedback. Each time he acted, his inner voice became quieter. Each time he tried, his belief grew stronger. Slowly, people began to notice him. Not because he became perfect, but because he became present. He spoke more. He shared ideas. He asked questions. His confidence did not arrive suddenly. It grew quietly, built from many small choices. Daniel started walking differently. Speaking differently. Thinking differently. He was no longer trying to hide. One evening, Daniel looked at himself in the mirror and saw someone new. Not someone without fear, but someone who did not obey it. He realized that the secret of highly successful people was never talent alone. It was courage in small moments. It was choosing discomfort over regret. Confidence was not a gift. It was a habit. The world around Daniel did not magically change, but his place in it did. Opportunities that once scared him now excited him. Challenges felt like chances, not threats. The same voice that once whispered doubt now reminded him of how far he had come. He understood that self-belief grows when you keep promises to yourself. Daniel's story is not special because he became famous or rich. It is powerful because he chose himself. He stopped waiting for permission to be confident. He learned that confidence is built when you act, even when fear is loud. And that lesson is simple. If you want confidence, do the thing that scares you, again and again.